This is the revisited 6-part series for 31 Days of Horror with Andy Lewin and Stephen Radford. Episode 2, Days 6 through 10, with films Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Darling, Pontypool, Darr at the Mall, and Urban Ghost Story.
Hi everybody, you are listening to 31 Days of Horror, a series of blogs and podcasts where every day for 31 days from October the 1st till October the 31st, you will be taken on a ride through 31 film experiences unlike the typical list of movies that you come to expect from the Halloween season. Oh, welcome to day 6 of 31 Days of Horror. 31 days. Should we do a bit of reverb? Let's play. Ready? Welcome to
31 Days of Horror,
where we review 31 movies over a succession of 31 days.
Why? Because we thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, because, do something different for Halloween. Why not?
That's fantastic. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, cool. And today is the 6th. Andy's come over again. Thank you very much for coming over. This is Andy Lewin.
No problem. Hello.
Musician.
Hello, everybody.
And extraordinaire.
Yeah. Stephen Radford, to my right. Human.
Barely. And today we're talking about Invasion of the Body Snatchers. We've again, this is one of those films that we've talked about before, but
Yeah.
I really wanted this movie in here because, again, this generation, I don't think they're really clued in.
No.
So I'm
In fact, quite surprised this hasn't been remade again.
Well,
Because how many times has this been remade?
The most recent was with Daniel Craig and Nicole Kidman, was just called The Invasion.
Oh, I saw that. Was
Yeah.
that a remake of this?
That was a remake of a remake
Of
of
the
whatever
concept,
of the
yeah.
concept of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. What this film has never actually done is generate sequels, which is always about the uncovering of the discovery of the pod people, as we like to call them.
Yeah.
The ones who are stealing our bodies and replacing us one by one.
Yeah. They've all got a really nice falsetto voice.
They do? Oh, yeah. The scream. It's the iconic
Stephen.
scream. I didn't know where you were going. It's these musicians, they have their words.
Yes, we do. I know, because this is a favourite of yours, isn't it?
I think so. It's one of my top 10 movies of all time.
Yeah, I would say so.
How do you feel about this movie?
No, I really like it. Yeah, it's a really good film. I wouldn't put it in the top 10 of one of mine.
No.
But it's one of those films that if I'm flicking the channels and it's on, I'll watch it to the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of them for me. It's like, I could have watched it yesterday and I'm flicking through channels again. No, I'll watch this again. It's just like, it's great. It's just
there.
really well constructed.
It's
film.
It kind of reminds me of Alien in that way that you can watch it with in the background and do anything, and it could just be there. And it's such an accessible movie. You can just jump into and out. And
Absolutely, yeah.
you know where you are. What?
You've got Alien on in the background, just the constant.
It's great.
I'll be terrified.
I swear to God, I use that as all the time when I'm doing housework because I just love the music. I just love the sound. And with this, the sound that comes from this is the boom, boom. It's not really music, but it definitely evokes some sort of.
So you get that kind of ambient.
Yeah, and that's Danny Zietland, the extraordinary jazz musician who was asked to make this, and it is eclectic. It is very eclectic and it's very unusual, and it's all about. It's almost like you're inside a body, listening to digestive system. It's incredible, love it. So I do have a soft spot for this movie.
Yeah.
It's got a great cast.
Yep.
Solid cast. Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy. Donald
Sutherland's hair.
Still hanging on in there.
That was when it was actually a character in itself.
Yeah.
The 70s were all about his hair. Veronica Cartwright was in it. Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, of course, he's in
being
it.
Jeff Goldblum,
Yeah.
doing what Jeff Goldblum does best.
Leonard Nimoy's sideburns.
Yeah, this was definitely one of those. I'm not going to do Spock. I'm going to be an emotional guy.
That's it. I'm not Spock, damn
I'm
it.
not Spock. Leave me alone. Oh, but yeah, they're probably going to have to remake it again because it's one of those. It's a very popular story, you know.
Well, would you say this is the quintessential one?
I think so.
Yeah, I'd say so.
When I look at them all, I feel as though this one has it's the one that gets under my skin. It's the one that I feel, I smell, I taste it. It's got all the set. Oh, sorry. Whoop. Sorry.
He's getting excited. He's punching the mic.
I'm punching the mic. The equipment is going to start shattering everywhere. Yeah, this is the movie that really gets me, thinking and pumping on all levels. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's because at the very beginning, it's subtle changes with people, isn't it? That you can't, and it's just something not quite right here.
Yeah, and I completely forgot to talk about Brooke Adams in that whole list of people. I mean, she literally, as she's telling the story, as she's giving the exposition, we're kind of like seeing all the things that she'd seen and the exchanges, and it kind of, it's just like, everybody's kind of moving in different directions, different forms. It's like, it is kind of like a dance,
ballet,
but it's just one of those weird alien dances where they're actually not. It's just they're just walking, and standing and staring.
Martian Swan.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Martian Swan. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the ballet. It was just people standing there, no dancing.
Yeah,
just dancing, staring, and every so often they're screaming.
That face he pulls when he does that, Donald Sutherland.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's one of those. We used to. I think it does. When we did Frame by Frame, we used to talk about the best scares were on the end of 3.
Yeah.
So it wasn't on a pulse. It wasn't on a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 scare. It was like 1, 2, 3 scare. Yeah, and this kind of the scream sort of comes on that offbeat. That kind of when he does it.
When he does it, yeah.
Do you get what I'm getting at?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, you kind of don't know it. It's like in that moment you think. Is he? Isn't he? Is he? Isn't he? Isn't he? Is he? That's the beat that you've got going because you're playing. Is he? Isn't he? Isn't he? Like, oh no, he kind of is. Oh. Not going to spoil it, folks, but if you haven't seen this movie already, then you really should go and see this movie. Like I said, I had the photo novel, and during Frame by Frame when we reviewed this on a very sad note. It was when Leonard Nimoy had passed.
Yeah, we just talked about him, didn't we?
Yeah, but I thought there's no way we're ever going to be able to inject our humor into this episode, and we did because we had the photo novel of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and Andy so graciously, and I might just throw in an excerpt now.
Do you remember that funny part where Leonard Nimoy goes, "That's right, just relax. Now you're going to be all right. You want to go home now? Will you come and see me tomorrow? We'll all talk, the 3 of us. Okay."
Yeah, I do. And not referring to the photo novel, I believe that's the scene where...
Do you remember that time when he said...
No.
I just gave her a psychological band-aid, Matthew. I should talk to her some more. I could bring her by my office tomorrow around 4.
What's the matter with her?
It's like there's some kind of hallucinatory flu going around.
People seem to get over it in a day or two. All I can do is treat the thing. Somewhere in the outermost limits of space, far beyond man's mindful speculations, a wide expanse of seemingly desolate wasteland issues forth evidence of a determined undertaking. A haze of organic matter, deep in the throes of intense labour, churns in preparation for departure.
So there we go. That's another day in the life of this 31 Days of Horror. It's been a pleasure again.
Yeah, again, I really recommend watching this film. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's really...
See, he likes it more than I thought he did. Yeah.
Did you think I didn't like it?
No, I think you did like it, but you really want them to watch it. That's good.
I do. I really want them to watch it.
I think just go home and watch it now. Go and watch it. Watch it. Watch it.
Not you. No, not you. Yeah, you. That's it. You know who you are.
Yeah, that person there.
Yeah,
who's listening? You who's listening? You know who you are. It's not for you.
We can talk about The Faculty and how it's essentially the same thing.
Oh, really?
Have you seen The Faculty?
No.
Frodo's in it. Elijah Wood, a selection of other people, and it's just it's happening in a school, and people start getting taken over by aliens. Essentially, it's the same thing, and it's called The Faculty.
Yeah.
Robert Rodriguez. How do you say it? Robert
Rodriguez.
He directed it.
The Faculty.
It's just a rip-off of the Body Snatcher type thing.
But that's quite strange that he directed that, because he's well known for doing more
90s.
low budget.
I'm talking 97,
Yeah,
98.
yeah.
I probably have to look it up, but
Yeah,
essentially
so
it's the
say
same
1998,
story,
yeah.
you know, of just people getting taken over, and
Yeah.
you know, there's a teacher that's got full of a cold all the time, and all of a sudden she's not, and she's perfect, and she's Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
No, she's Famke Janssen, but Salma Hayek is in it. And yeah, it's not, you know, if you want something to tie along with Invasion of Body Snatchers, and
The Faculty it is.
it's the inferior.
And that's
version
okay.
of it.
No,
That's
it's not.
okay.
There's no
Yeah, it was like a
inferiority.
90s
Yeah.
horror. It was like a teen thing.
I think it was in the vein of Scream. When Scream came out, a lot of these, you know, teenager movies came out.
Yeah, and
maybe.
they're probably, you know, saying, well, they did When a Stranger Calls. What should we rip off? Invasion of Body Snatchers.
Yes, that's
We're
it.
doing it in school.
Sold.
Sold, yeah. Sold, kid. Well, I want to see the money.
Yeah, show me the money.
Yeah. No more pod people.
No more pod people.
I
No
want-
more
I want
remakes.
people in cocoons.
Yeah, cocoons.
But I don't want Guttenberg back. Send him away. He's dead to me. Anyway. See
That's
you
enough.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. And we're back. This is day 7. Happy birthday, Andy.
Oh, thanks, Stephen.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
How's your day been?
It's good. My entire family's annoyed with me because I left the party because it's actually my 40th today to come here and do this. But I thought, I don't care.
You know what? I don't care.
I
'cause
signed on that dotted line. I said I would be
Yeah.
here, so I am here.
Rebels. I mean,
Yeah,
if I'd have
yeah.
known it was your birthday month, I would have moved Halloween. Then, what can I say?
Yeah, well, I thought we were friends, but clearly not. What's this lead doing? There's a lead here.
Yeah, it's plugged into the mixer, but it's not plugged into anything there.
Crazy bastard.
I know. I put it there on purpose. I did this on purpose. I wanted a cable that led to nothing.
Okay.
Speaking of things that lead to nothing, that lead nowhere.
Please keep on doing the worst links ever.
No, actually, it really doesn't link, because this next movie for the 7th of October. By the way, before I get into things, don't forget that the blog is available at medium.com with a / Stephen P. Radford, because I want to make sure that people are reading the reviews as well.
Oh, after this, yeah.
Yeah.
All the effort you put in.
I know. I watched a lot of goddamn movies, damn it.
Can you take a picture of this lead and put that on there as well?
That's good. That's good.
Right,
Okay.
cool.
Darling, it's a 2015 film directed by Mickey Keating, starring Lauren Ashley Carter, Sean Young, Brian Movant, and Larry Fessenden. Yeah. It's a story about a lonely girl's violent descent into madness.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the most
Say,
basic.
Yeah, basic. Yeah,
Yeah.
sort of, yeah.
It's a black and white film.
Black and white film, very low on dialogue.
Very low on dialogue. It's basically just focusing on the main character, on this girl,
Yeah.
who takes a job as a curator of a house sitter.
Yeah, it's
Looking,
house sitter,
she's looking
so-
after the house. There's
yeah.
nobody in it,
Yeah.
but it's a beautiful New York townhouse, several-story townhouse, and everything in the house is symmetrical.
Yes.
And everything is shot beautifully symmetrically.
Yeah.
Until things are, once you get into her head, things aren't so symmetrical. That's kind of like what I got visually.
Yeah, I got a very... it wears its influences on its sleeve, so to speak. It's got
Yeah,
a
it's
bit
very-
of early Polanski and
Yeah,
Kubrick about it.
Exactly.
And also sort of French cinema in it as well.
yeah. A lot of the feeling of Truffaut,
Yeah, exactly.
the lingering.
And the shots and the way her makeup's done is very French.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, she could almost be wearing one of those French stripy tops and walking down the street being photographed.
Yeah, yeah.
And
the croissant.
with a croissant.
And some cheese.
But yeah, the way that the girl is pursued by a man is a very French film thing.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, very Truffaut.
Yeah, but she's really great.
She is good, and she's worked with the director before on short films before. So this is kind of her thing, and I think being creepy, she's very good at.
Yeah. But it's creepy, but there's kind of an innocence to her as well.
Yeah, you almost feel as though you can still hang out with her.
Yeah, you probably end up dead.
But you might not. But you kind of think, do you know what? She seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a risk.
Yeah.
It might not, as long as I don't hit on her, it's fine. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's the Hitchcock thing going on in there too, where when she leaves the scene, you don't expect her to come back in there with a knife.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give too much away.
But that's a lovely... That's what the part you're talking about is lovely. It was all perfectly fine.
It was lovely.
Apart from she's quirky and
awkward, yeah.
She doesn't reply to her questions the way you normally would. She doesn't really follow a social convention.
Yeah, and
but next thing, she just walks back in with a knife. Thinking,
you just think she might be on the spectrum. That's all. You might just think, because she sits there with a coffee cup. You said about it being where it's worn on the sleeve. The director had rules for the shots that he was taking, and it was a lot of people say that this film was too stylistic. But the whole point of it is to be it's establishing the rule of her world. Yeah. And her world is very strict, stylistic. There are rules in her life and her world, and it was shot because of her, not because of the director wanting that shot.
Yeah, and what's wrong with the film being stylistic?
Well, yeah, I can actually say that there are films like was it Angelina Jolie's Salt? Yeah. That was all those stupid slow motion gun action things and slow motion, anything where they have to slow the action down to show how
every
amazing.
John Woo film.
Yeah, I get a little bit like, oh, do you need to do that? That's when the director wants it. Yeah. It's not the story, it's the director who's taking you out of the movie and saying, look what I can do.
Yeah, like Mission Impossible 2 with all the ridiculous.
Yes. Yeah. But with this, it's definitely, it's drawn in, and it's drawn in from the story. It's from the inside coming out. That's why it looks that way.
Well, this is definitely a film I'd revisit.
Yeah.
A lot.
It is like, again, I mentioned Repulsion the other day when we talked about Carnival of Souls. This is more like Repulsion. Because of the nature of it. But in fact, I did have Repulsion in the list. When Darling came along, Repulsion went out the list.
You took it out, right?
I took it out because this film, to me, it felt more relevant. It felt sharper.
Yeah.
And, worthy of a revisit more so than the Repulsion.
Wow.
And that's saying something,
High praise indeed.
Yeah. So you're on the revisit. This is a classic.
Yeah, I'd say this is a classic. This is one that we'll stick to every year.
Yes.
This is a very, very fine piece of work.
I like influencing his viewing.
Yeah, I'm easily led.
That's why he's here on his birthday.
Like a lamb to the slaughter.
Well, thank you very much for coming here for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and ruining my birthday.
Ruining your birthday.
It's worth it. I don't even like my family anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, and you know what? Just did you actually get to the cake?
No.
So they're sitting there. You didn't do the Irish goodbye, did you? Saying, I'm just going to the toilet, and they're just waiting.
No, I just walked out. They're all in the window watching me. My daughter was crying. And I just drove off.
Yeah, that cable goes nowhere. Thank you very much for listening. This is probably one of the best ones I've ever done because I ruined birthday. That's what yeah.
Thank you. Can I sleep on your couch tonight?
It's the 8th of October 2018 and
over a week.
Over a week, week two. A week ago today, we were, yesterday.
If we'd done this right, we could have done it for sports relief.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Who knew? Next year.
Yeah, next year.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We could get
12 days of Christmas.
Get some sweet money for those kids.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember we were going to watch all those really unpopular movies? We were going to watch how many unpopular movies over a succession of 3 days?
Yeah, it was a fabulous idea.
Sex and the City 2 was going to be in there. And
probably The Room. You made me watching Birdemic and all that.
Yeah, well, really, but no, I think we'd enjoyed that too much. But Spice World, But no, we're going to do this 31 days of horror, 31 days.
Day 8, and that's the
Day
first
8.
mention of Spice Girls.
Oh no!
That's good going for us.
Yeah, okay. So it'll be the first day that we mention Spice Girls, and if you want to go and see them in their exhibition, they're doing stuff now. They're back.
Yeah, that's why we're back, because
We're back.
Girls are
Yeah, we were inspired.
But the interesting thing, though, is like the
adjust
Spice
my mic.
Girls were played a lot on the radio.
Yes.
And our film that we're discussing today is based in a radio station.
That's gonna be the worst segue I've ever. It's like, yeah, well, but you
It's
could
so
do-
bad you got to keep it in,
Oh.
though.
Definitely, yes, it's us. It's definitely us.
Yeah.
So the film we are looking at today is called
Pontypool.
Pontypool,
Yes.
which the sex movie of this was called Pontypool.
Oh, fantastic.
There you go.
But really?
we could have done that. We could have done that for every film so far, but maybe we missed out.
Imagine a pool of panties. Wow. Hope they're clean.
Not good. We're off. So day 8, they're going to be shutting us down by day 9, I'm sure.
It was my birthday yesterday, so I'm still a bit drunk.
Yeah, you're still a bit drunk and you're still hammered. But thank you for coming over for yet another day of 10 minutes of your life
Yeah.
for
So,
a 45-minute journey.
Pontypool.
Yes,
Tell me why you really like this.
I really like this. I think there's a couple of things that I liked about this. The one thing is I like the DJ, the
Yeah.
main DJ. He reminded me so much. He reminded me so much of Joe Wiley.
Joe Wiley.
No, sorry, wrong one. Yeah, he reminded me a lot of Mark Maron. There's so much Mark Maron in him. It's
Right,
unreal.
okay.
Um,
And I think he has a resemblance to Peter Weir.
yeah. Well, the Australian director.
Oh, no. Who's the guy who played Robocop?
Oh, Paul Weller.
Paul. That's not Paul
Peter
Weller.
Weller. Peter Weller.
Yeah, he reminded me of Paul Weller. I was thinking, this guy's a mod.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah. I think it was. Yeah.
Well, anyway.
it was Peter Weller.
Peter Weller.
Had to be Peter Weller.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
It's
That's
got, you
true.
just got to look in that sort of real low voice as well that he sort of has
Yeah.
in his older age. you know?
RoboCop thing going on.
Yeah.
Dead or alive, you're on the air.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So that was the first thing that caught my eye. That caught my attention was him. Very good character, very likable,
Yeah.
fun character. But then the idea of zombie apocalypse or viral apocalypse.
Yeah.
It had been done to death by the time I watched this, and I thought, well, this movie is not going to do anything. It's not going to add
Yeah, it's
anything
not gonna
new.
do anything different.
But it did.
Yeah, it really did.
It did, and it was at the same time when I watched The Last of Us as well. Well, I say watched, played the game The Last of Us,
Right, yeah.
and that also had a completely different take on it, and made it a little bit more about a virus of some kind. But this movie went straight to a place of academia and linguistics.
Yeah.
And it fascinated me. I think that's what it was. It was more not so much a scared feel about this movie, but a fascination,
Right, okay.
like the War of the Worlds kind of thing going on here.
Yeah.
Which, in fact, is how I listened to it as well. There is a radio adaptation of this.
Wow, really?
There is, and it's pretty much they did exactly the same thing as they did with the War of the Worlds, where you're just listening to it, and it's from the point of view of being in the studio. You're just listening to the broadcast.
Is the same actor?
No,
a
unfortunately,
shame.
it's different cast, but you can't really tell.
Right.
You
Okay.
can't really tell. I mean, it's really good, and I'm glad they did that because it felt right. It's the kind of film where you think, yeah, I'd like to have actually seen this or heard this as a radio drama. So it kind of works on those levels where it's just very. Yeah, it fits in with a lot of things, and it fascinates me about the whole language being a virus.
Yeah.
And that the English language is going to kill everybody.
Yeah.
It's a Canadian film as well, so the only thing that saved them was French.
French, yeah.
So there's a lot of political stuff going on here,
Yeah.
but I find that fascinating. What about you?
Same, really. Same thoughts. It was just a new take on the zombie apocalypse, which is what I really liked.
Without actually really seeing.
No, you
lot.
see, one guy gets in, doesn't he? He sort of smashes his head against the mirror.
Oh, that was the girl.
window.
That was the girl. Yeah,
sorry,
yeah. Yeah, because that's what the language does. The English language is
Beats
just
you over the head.
it's your yeah. You know, I think if you actually gave this film to a linguistic expert who understands the lexical frameworks of language, they'd probably see, do you know what? There's probably a lot of symbolism here that we don't see because we're not in that kind of area of academia.
Macadamia.
Yeah. And they'd probably, I bet you they'd be able to see a lot of levels in this that we wouldn't,
Or even if Amy Adams is listening to this and you can pretend to be the character out of
The Arrival,
The Arrival.
which she did very
well. Have you seen that?
I have, yeah. What did you think to that one?
I love that film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch it because I think I was distracted watching it. Got two kids. I can't watch movies in the same way these days.
I know with you, it's kind of like, yeah, it's good, but it's not Contact.
Oh, Contact! Do you know what? If I rewatch Contact with The Arrival in mind, I could see how dumbed down it really was.
Yeah.
And that's a shame because you don't want to ruin Contact but it was, yeah. Well, we've really gone.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway,
We've gone into Carl Sagan's territory now. So let's go steer it back. Okay, steer it back. The helicopter.
Pale blue dot.
We're at Chopper Dave. Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a Canadian movie. Pontypool is a Canadian town.
Yeah.
And it is an actual town that exists, and it's a fantastic title.
Yeah.
Pontypool.
Yeah.
You got to say it with a punch. You can't just say
Pontypool.
You can say Pontypool. Do you want to go to Pontypool today? I think it's market day in Pontypool.
Ooh. Quaint.
So yeah, it's Pontypool, and everybody's really screwed. Apart from
things aren't going well.
But I find it amazing that they all get the answers for the solution in this radio station. That's the only thing that kind of makes me think, they needed a solution. They needed to end this movie with some sort of a wraparound story. Yeah. It just so happens that a language expert comes pouring in out from the cold in a radio station just to broadcast. Yeah,
exactly.
I guess he was.
What else is he going to do?
That's what he wanted to do anyway. I guess that was he probably heard the radio.
Yeah.
I thought these are the only people who are alive who are actually speaking sense still.
Yeah.
Unlike me when I'm on the radio.
Yeah. Would you say it's a classic?
Oh, I kind of want to, but it's again, like when a stranger calls it, I'd probably watch it when other things kind of influence me from watching it. Like when I listened to the radio broadcast, I had to rewatch it.
Right.
So I think it's a spur of the moment thing, but it's not a classic that I'd actually put in my list every single year.
Yeah, I think I'd be the same.
It's an alternative horror film. If you want to watch something that you haven't seen before, I recommend it for that purpose alone.
Oh, absolutely. If you want a different take on that.
If you're sick and tired of watching The Shining every year, come on, just watch Pontypool.
God, Shining.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great film. It's a lovely film. I love The Shining, but, you kind of, you need to broaden your horizons a bit, watch a few alternative horror films that aren't necessarily going to be slashing, bloody, smash-to-pulp movies.
This is about as alternative as...
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
It is. It's different. It's remarkably different, and it's done really, really well. Does it get under your skin?
No. Doesn't get under my skin.
It kind of feels like there's a bit of a distance from the actual, you know that, it's not necessarily going to make you feel like there's any peril at any time, really. Not much, no.
No, not really.
Is that because
it's more just interest? Was it a radio play before it was a film?
I actually do not know the answer to that. Maybe I can find out.
Because I would imagine it plays like it is. It plays like a play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it doesn't really come out of the...
Yeah, it does. It does play like a play, because you don't... It's designed... in a way, it's a low-budget film because they designed it so you didn't have to see swarms of people...
which I prefer.
Which would you?
Yeah, I think so.
So World War Z, you prefer? Yeah, to imagine it, but
I'd prefer to watch Pontypool than World War Z. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of a sci-fi.
Yeah.
Idea.
I mean, the War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise was probably more of a horror than this one, because you actually saw a lot more. Yeah. Yeah. Even though that's directly sci-fi horror. Yeah. There is a bit of a crossover between the two genres anyway. Generally.
I'd say the idea, like the execution of the film, is horror, I'd say, or it's definitely got that.
Yeah.
It's a bit Carpenter at times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the idea is sci-fi, I'd say,
Yeah, definitely.
of language being the catalyst of a apocalypse. Incredible idea.
Good idea. So there we go, guys and gals, and everybody else. Thank you for joining us for yet another 31 days. So day 9.
Day 9, still going strong, Stephen.
Yeah, are we going to say this every day?
Yes.
Well, it's kind of like we're not really doing
I'm
a
just convincing
marathon.
myself.
You're really coming here every day just to do a podcast. I mean, who does that?
Crazy people who drive all this way just to do a podcast.
I know. Today is a different movie, very different movie.
Yeah.
We're going Bollywood style.
We are.
In a way, but then it's probably the least Bollywood movie that I've seen.
Yeah.
And it's Darr at the Mall.
Yeah.
Darr, which means fear or,
Yeah.
horror.
And the mall, which means shopping centre.
Love it. That's funny.
Funny like I'm here to amuse you.
Yeah, you like to hear them amuse me, man. Hey, yay. Let's leave the Robert De Niro impressions for episode 29. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When we fail miserably. So, Darr at the Mall, you finally got to watch this.
Yes. No, I'm not. You loved it, didn't you?
I like I say, I think at the beginning of the year, I was happy to watch anything.
Right. Okay.
But saying that, I was surprised by this film because I've seen some Bollywood horror films that have just been more like Spanish operas, not really that like soap opera feel to them. There can be very soapy films, but this one, apart from having a little bit of a dance number part way, but it was in context, it was in the right place. It's a very very full on image driven movie, and I like it. The characters are interesting, the idea behind it about the mall being built on a convent.
Yeah.
And where the nun and the children were burnt to death. Not really much of a spoiler. And of course, everybody, as soon as these big bosses want to come together and have a big party at the mall, like you do.
Yeah.
It's that kind of a mall. It's not. It's a hybrid mall. It's got some interesting little areas in it.
Yeah.
As soon as everybody gathers together, the spirits are mega
Irked.
I wanted to say, but I know I've got a small child in the background. That's Hadley, my son.
I thought you meant me.
No.
Okay.
Well, so here we go. What's your take?
I struggled with this one.
Okay.
Now, because I was watching a Bollywood film and I like Bollywood films, I was hoping it was going to be
more dance,
more dancey, more out there, more back crazy, but it wasn't. And I don't know why. I just couldn't get on board with it.
Because it was just a bit. Maybe it was. The tone was a little bit shifty. It was.
Well, it was kind of like a westernized Bollywood horror film. Does that make any sense? Where if I'm watching a Bollywood film, I want it to be Bollywood. I don't want it.
They were taking it from Japanese.
Yeah,
that kind of feel.
Which would still be Eastern, wouldn't it? But yeah,
Far East.
Yeah.
Way far
east.
Over there. It's funny, where does the East and West really begin? I mean,
if you keep on going, it turns back into whatever it is.
Yeah, but so you weren't as taken with it. You wanted it to be a little bit more like.
Yeah, I'm just more out there. But it was all right. It was some decent parts. I know, like I say, you liked more than I do. I like the Matrix reference. Now, I'm not actually going to... It probably wasn't a Matrix reference.
You see, I didn't see... I don't think I saw this.
There's a shot in it where the camera... And I saw this done first in the first Matrix film, where the camera is slowly panning into a security feed on a TV, and then the camera goes through, and then you come through into the room.
Into the room, yeah.
So it's like one shot, and the Matrix did it, and I thought, oh, I like that.
Yeah, the first time I saw that being done was in the film. Are you ready? Contact. but they did it with a mirror instead.
Yeah.
And that was probably the most complicated shot. I actually tried to deconstruct it once in college.
Right.
And it was, I couldn't, it was just too mind-blowing what they did with that. And I think that's the skill of a good director, is to try and find ways of breaking through.
Yeah.
You know, it's the omniscient viewpoint.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Which does not work in found video footage movies, people, so stop doing it.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It kind of breaks the whole idea of it, really.
Yeah, but I mean, that I thought technically this film was really good looking. It was. It was good to look at. That's my son in the background, singing for his breakfast. Hello. He's a happy boy. So
yeah, I think I went into it and I was like, sort of, right, it's a Bollywood film. Strap in. This is going to be crazy. I'm going to love this. And
you got your clothes on, didn't you?
Yeah,
you got dressed up for this.
I did. Yeah, I was down there, Bhangra musicians in my front room while I was playing it.
Nice one.
But I mean, maybe I need to rewatch it.
Maybe. I mean, it depends. I mean,
I think it's going to be a film that's going to take me a while to go back to watch
yeah,
again.
Yeah. I think I might watch it when we get to when we get through the month again next year. I might just go through all these again.
Yeah.
Because out of curiosity, see if my thoughts have changed. But
well, wait till you see my list, baby.
Oh, you're getting started.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so next year is going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Darr at the Mall. You can find it on YouTube. It's still on there on YouTube, but it is in the original Hindi language. So if you want to actually find it with English subtitles, or actually, I don't know if they did a translated version, maybe. I wouldn't watch that. Just watch it straight as it is. They sometimes drop English words in anyway, because that's always fun to hear it, English language in a non-native film. Yeah. It's it's something different. It's a different perspective. It's good to see how they do things over there. And that mall is incredible.
It is, yeah.
It's a great location, and I hope that it was a real one that they used and not just...
It's one hell of a set.
One hell of a set if it was.
Yeah, I think it probably is, yeah.
But yeah, I think I've seen some horror films in malls, and I think out of all of them, this is much better. Even Dawn of the Dead, this is better than that, I think, in terms of mall usage.
Yeah.
Chopping Mall was another one. Have you ever seen that? Chopping
Mall? No, I don't think I've seen that.
Absolutely awful. I think that's the one with robots go crazy. Security robots killing all these kids who are kind of like stuck inside a mall. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So there we go.
Westworld in a mall.
Westworld in a mall. Yeah.
Mall World.
Join us tomorrow where we review another
fantastic horror film
that may or may not be liked by all.
Yeah.
There we go. Adios.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Noisy ghosts.
Yes. Sorry, no.
You would never have got that far in Police Academy.
Oh, welcome back to another 31 Days of Horror. 31 days, 31 movies.
Yeah, we're doing it.
We're doing it. This is Andy Lewin.
Hello, everybody.
And he's come back over to in the pitch black to do another podcast.
Yep, number 10.
Number 10, the 10th of October 2018. It doesn't feel like an hour has gone by since we did the last one.
No, it doesn't, does it?
That's an old frame-by-frame joke,
yeah,
that one. Yeah, ka-chai! So, yeah, you make with that what you will.
So today we're talking about a little British independent
very
film.
very small one that meant a lot in the industry of independent film. This is quite an interesting beast.
Yeah, it's called Urban Ghost Story.
Yeah.
It follows this girl who's involved in an accident where her friend who was driving dies.
Mm-hmm.
And
she survives. Survivor's guilt.
Yep. When she gets back to her flat that she lives in with her mum and brother.
A little brother, yeah. I think it's the mother has different partners.
Yeah. She kind of lives in a council estate, really, isn't it? And strange things start to happen.
Yeah.
In the flat, poltergeist activity.
It's really one of those films where if you got to look at this film and think about the year that it was made. I think it was about 1998.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, independent films was still made with film.
Yeah.
Digital cameras still weren't out, and the reason why this film is so important as a horror film, it was just made on a skinflint budget, and but it actually had such an effect.
Yeah, well,
Such
it
a
had
deep-seated effect.
Yeah, some real genuine scares in it.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, when you look at the film Poltergeist with Steven Spielberg, the poltergeist activity kind of just stops after the first hour, and it's just full on Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
you
it
know.
is, yeah.
So this one stays true to the idea of there being poltergeist activity,
Yeah, it does.
and it doesn't stray from that.
No, and like I say, some of the scares in it, the part that always sticks out for me is where she's got, there's like a cabinet, isn't there?
That's it.
And she's doing something, and the cabinet's where it's supposed to be, and then the camera does not break away.
No.
And then someone says a name. When she looks to her right, the cabinet is right next to her face,
It's perfect.
and you get that bang. You know, with
It's
the
the
music.
Eon the 3 feeling.
It is, yeah.
And yeah, that was perfectly executed, and it was, it's such a simple idea. It's a drawer. It's not Freddy Krueger. It's nothing. It's not
Yeah,
Mike
it's
Myers.
just-
It's not a gigantic flesh-eating bug. It's a drawer, but it's such an unexpected moment, and it really just hits you.
Yeah, it does.
And it's
fantastic.
you don't expect it. You don't know what's coming, and that's it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
And the good thing is, everyone in all the cast are really on the money.
Yeah.
You know, it's so well cast, and everyone in it it's so great.
I got to say, when the actual characterization, you've got the mother who is kind of like frustrated,
Yeah,
which we've seen before in the Babadook, but this is a little bit more withdrawn. She's more withdrawn in this role, I think, as the mother, because she's terrified. She doesn't know what's going on. She's frustrated with her kids. She's afraid of them because she's got problems with the mob. Who are kind of wanting money. I think she's really troubled. She's got a troubled lifestyle, but
thank God for Sean Connery's son.
Yeah, thank goodness for Sean Connery's
It's Jason Connery,
son.
isn't it?
Yeah, she basically, a lot of it, she just seems to just accept what's going on.
Yeah.
Whereas in Babadook, the mother was literally just at the end of her tether.
Yeah.
She's a little bit more accepting of her circumstances.
Yeah, and it's all centered around the girl,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's all centered around, and it's like a love-hate relationship between the girl and the mum.
Yes,
as well.
very much so. And the daughter tends to just hang out with her friend who's got a baby.
Yeah.
You've got characters that are just having their little side B stories that have nothing to do with the urban ghost story, but it's just you're getting the slice of life that's actually, I don't know what I'm trying to say here,
well,
Andy.
it's kind of
You,
it's talking about that when horrible things happen, life goes on.
life goes on, yeah.
You know what
okay.
I mean? So, there was this horrible accident where she nearly died and a friend died, but
Yeah.
life goes on. And all these things,
Thank you for saving me, Andy, on that one.
all these things are
Yeah.
happening in the apartment, but everyone else has their own lives to live.
They're still carrying on, yeah.
Yeah, it's
And then the journalist, Sean Connery's son,
yeah.
he turns out to be a bit untrustworthy at times, but he comes around at the end. So he actually has an arc.
Yeah.
That
Well, that's the thing. I think everyone in this film, well, the main cast,
Yeah.
have an arc. Like, I don't want to give too much away if you've not seen the film, but she sort of, the girl in it, the main actress, she has to admit to her faults.
she has to let go.
She has to let
Quite
go. She has to
literally as
sort of-
well.
Yeah, she has
Literally
to sort of come
and,
full
yeah.
circle, really.
But there's trust issues as well.
Yeah.
And letting go. It's that exercise, when you're in acting class.
Someone falls backwards.
Yeah, you
catch
feel
them.
like you can catch
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Well, she, not to ruin the movie if you want spoilers, but she does drop from the window.
Yeah.
She lets go, and then she's caught by the trapping of the of the balcony below.
Yeah, that's because she's just got so much guilt
Yeah.
about.
So there's a lot of deep symbolism in that. There's and of course the ghost activity, which they try and investigate in a quite typical way that you're always going to have the psychic who comes in.
Yeah.
Who.
Caroline.
Yeah, and yeah. But I think Urban Ghost Story, I mean, it stands up so well. I mean, it's a very gritty, dirty film.
Yeah. Yeah,
it doesn't have a lot of joy in it.
No, and it's very much a sign of the times as well.
That's
Around
true.
At that time, you're having like Seven and things like that, real dirty,
gritty
grimy
movies.
films.
Yeah.
So it's like a sort of little British version of that with a poltergeist.
Yeah.
Urban Ghost Story is definitely a film I'd visit every year.
Every year, yeah. It's one of those go-tos. And you bought me this for my birthday, I believe.
I did, yeah.
And yeah, I'm so glad that you know about this film, because I was brought up on this two directors, Genevieve Joloffe and the other guy.
Yeah. Frank Joloffe.
Yeah, I think he was Chris something.
Chris Stofferson.
Yes.
That was him.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts are a little cagey here.
Yeah. But it's classed as a drama horror, so, but again, not too horrific a horror. It's
but
under your
affecting.
skin. It's affecting and under your skin.
Yeah, definitely.
It's what
gets
you
under your
don't
skin.
see and it's what you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little tingles at the back of the neck.
Yeah. Nice one. Well, thank you very much for joining us again for yet another 31 Days of Horror. We'll be back tomorrow for another one.
Yep.
Can't remember which one that is.
I can remember.
Oh no, it is. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for a little bit of a romp in the old suburbs. Thank you very much for listening, and Andy, you made the journey again.
No problem. See you tomorrow, guys.
That concludes episode 2 of this 6-part limited revisit of 31 Days of Horror. For essays on all films featured in this program, go to StephenRadford.com. And now, some words from our sponsors at Liquid Storage Bags.
Now, Bob, consider this next question very carefully.
Liquid storage bags! You will never get caught short again thanks to Liquid storage bags!
Here you get 8, that's right, 8 bags in which you can store your very own liquid items.
Bags are sold separately, liquid not included.
The attractive cardboard box is easy to open.
With each wonderfully transparent, durable, and easily accessible. Ready to go!
That's right, when you've got to go,
Liquid storage bags are there for you! Liquid storage bags?
That's right,
Liquid storage bags!
They're sleek, sturdy, and stylish. And what's more, you can write all the information you need right there on the bag, where the space is provided.
Warning, do not write on liquid storage bags. Liquid storage bags cannot be found in any store, by phone, or online.
So you know that liquid storage bags are the product for you.
And only you.
What's it called?
Liquid storage bags.
Ah,